Hi Love Bums, my name is Alicia and I am bringing this class to you as, I guess it'll be like the first class of this 30 days of April kind of giving and sharing and loving offering that me and all of the teachers at Daily Ritual are going to kind of tap into and start to create. So 30 days of April, we just want to love you guys all up. So we're going to be pumping YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, our blog with all sorts of good content in terms of classes. You're going to find little movement classes, breathwork, meditation. You're going to find, articles or our inspiration on how to survive this apocalypse, just like good stuff, recipes. I mean, all the best things. And we're just gonna start creating content every day this month so that you have something to tap into, so that you can ground down, lift up, get inspired, feel good, and just sort of a little bit of medicine for whatever you need. Really excited about it. So to start, I'm going to offer a class. It will be just like a little shorty, just something to make you feel good. I always say it's going to be like 20 minutes. It ends up being 40. So I'm going to refrain from giving it a time amount, but we'll try and get it in 20 to 40 minutes, somewhere in around that. And yeah, just nothing crazy, just probably just flowy and glowy. Yeah. So without further ado, let's start. Oh yeah, and under this video, I'll link all the places that you can tap into all of these, where these offerings will be shared. And I'm gonna try to make a little hub. I have a Facebook group that I think will be the best place to sort of put all of these offerings when they're uploaded, wherever they're uploaded, so that it'll be kind of like a little hub, a little container that will direct you where you can go. I think that's the best way to organize. So I'm going to link everything below this video. Yeah. Okay. So I think today we will start in all fours. So hands and knees, please. Okay. And taking the knees, just stacking them underneath of your hips, knees about as wide as your hips. And taking the top of the feet and pressing them down into the mat, gentle drag back for just that low hollow in the ankle. And then just little springiness here. So just feeling your hips root back and noticing that the hips can stay widening and on the rise so that the butt lifts up instead of tucks down. So we hold this length and this length in the belly, and the lower lumbar stays moving in its natural curve just a little bit. The elbows can externally rotate forward, so it's like a prop, so that the elbow eyes face inwards towards each other. Press the mat away and inflate through the back rib cage so that you feel your shoulder blades broaden and expand. It's like you're almost like finding this rounded quality through the back of your rib cage. And can you find that spaciousness through your thoracic spine, that fullness, while maintaining the lower lumbar and the cervical moving in their natural curve just a little bit? So we're looking for that curviness in the spine and then finding a gentle pulse. Okay. And then we'll just start to move into the side body. So sitting the hips back and then going from side to side. The hips root back and the belly stays long. And when we go over to for example, when the left ribs go towards the left, right ear can organically drop towards right shoulder. And then we sit back and go over to the right, pulsing into the right side ribs, left ear to left shoulder. So just forward and back. And just finding that organic flow. And then find some stillness in the center. Strong push of the mat away. Feel that back heart. Root the hips back. Feel the butt widening and on the rise. And then curl forward, chin tucks into the chest. Push the mat away, broaden through the back. When you come forward, chin lifts, root back. Hold that tensegrity, that length in the belly. Hips widening back behind. And then rippling the back forward, chin tucks to chest, press the mat away, broaden through the back. And chin lifts when you come forward, and then begin to root the hips back, hold that length in the belly. And then curling forward, chin to chest, rounding through the back. And we're finding these wave-like undulations, root back, lengthen the belly. And then curl in, press the mat away, chin to chest. One more. And then find some stillness in the center. Spring load through the middle, so sit the hips back and pulse the ribs forward. Keep the fullness of the back by pressing the mat away. Ribs rising and widening all sides. Next time you sit your hips way back, hold them back here. Peel the left knee open to the side, place your paw to the mat. Kickstand the left foot out just a little bit. Sit the hips back and wide. Big rise up into your left side ribs. So we pulse forward and back, root the hips back, keep the belly long. Rise into the space underneath the left armpit. Press the mat away with the right hand, holding a lightness underneath the right ribs. Hips root back, soften the belly open, big rise up. Chin is lifted, throat is open. And take a big stretch. Left arm reaches forward and long, hips root, and big opening up the side. And then take a single crown, connecting a fist to the top of the head. As you sit back towards your heels, curl the chin into the chest, curl in, fill the back, and then root back, ripple back open. Bowing open, hips root, soften the belly, and then a couple more times. So chin tucks in as you sit back, curl in. And then rippling back open, bow open, press the mat away, reach into the hand. Sit back, curl in. Root back, soften, open, resisting head into hand, throat is long, belly is long. Let's do one more. Chin curls in. And then root back, ripple back open, big extension. Okay, release the hand from your head. Bring it to the top of your left knee. Pick up the foot, open leg to the side. Resist your knee into your hand to send the hips back and wide. You can stay more static here. You might just need to be working on the balance. If you have a little more springiness, if you have your stability, you can pulse here, sit back, spring forward. So holding the length in the belly, and chin is lifted, throat is open. Press the mat away with the right hand, hold a lightness underneath the right armpit. And keep a little tensegrity, a resistance of the knee into the hand. One more pulse, if you're pulsing. And then we'll take the heart forward and we'll carry the left foot, place it in front of the right thigh. If that's not quite accessible, you can just place it forward of your knee. Otherwise, just creeping the left foot in front of the right thigh. And then you're gonna sit your bum back wide and deep towards your heel. Feel that big stretch along your left butt. And then rise into your left side. Little pulses here, offering you space to get curious and just explore sensation, so that we're not necessarily looking for a certain shape here, but we're just breathing into those places that feel stickier or tighter. We're just being soft and taking the breath into the depths. you want, you can open this up. If you want, you can take a wishbone, which is the left hand connecting to the right forearm. Eyes look down to the ground, root your hips back, and soften the belly open. One more pulse wherever you are. If you've caught this bind, just know that this is quite intense into the sideline. Okay, and then releasing nice and slow, plant your left hand down, unlink the heel from in front of the thigh, and step back into all fours. Hands and knees, take some barrel rolls, big circular motions of your rib cage. So connecting into a loop, a big circle. How expansive can you be? Can you connect into all the places that the ribs move along, forward and back, side to side, expanding big and wide. And then switch your direction. Cool. And then coming back through center, gentle spring load, hips root back, keep the butt widening behind, the belly stays long, the chin stays lifted, and the ribs are expanding wide on all sides. Press the mat away, shoulder blades broad. Okay, and then next time you sit way back, we'll hold back here. Peel the right knee open to the side, place your paw to the mat. Kickstand the left foot out just a little bit. Sit the hips back and wide. Big rise up into your right side. Hips root, soften the belly, rising into the right. Little pulses, hairs in my mouth. Little pulses, hips root back, rising up. And breathing big into each extension, into each rising. Exhaling to sit you back and deep. And take a big stretch, left arm reach. Oh, it is your right arm reaches forward and long. So we find that full length along the right side. The chin is lifted, the throat is open, and the hips are rooting back and wide. It's like that resistance of the hips pulling back as the belly bows and the head reaches forward. And connect a fist to the top of the head. Sit the hips back towards the heel, curl the chin into the chest, fill through the back. And then sit back and ripple back, open, resist your head into your hand, bow open. A couple more times, chin curls in, fill through the back. Root back, soften the belly, open it up. And 2 more times, curling in. Root back, ripple open. So finding your flow, moving in that sweet undulated way. And then big open up, breathe, extend. Release your hand. Connect it to the front of your right knee. Pick up the foot, open leg to the side. First stop stays here. You might just be working on some balancing. Sit the hips a little bit back so that the wrist is ahead of the shoulder. The hips are back and the belly's long. Resist your knee into your hand. Maybe you have a little spring load here where we're moving with the hips back, the belly stays long, the crown of the head reaches forward. And keeping the resistance of the knee into the hand, little pulses like spring, forward, spring, forward. Couple more. Holding a lightness underneath the left armpit. And then find some stillness. Take your right foot, place it in front of the left thigh. And so the paw lands down, and if that's too much, again, you can place the foot just a little bit like in line with your knee. And sit your hips back towards your heels. Feel that in your right butt, feels good. Thinking less about the shape and just now working into a curiosity, moving with your own feelings. and the sensation that you're feeling. Some people will feel this more intensely or less, you know, so whatever, just be with where you are and honor that. Maybe you're reaching, opening the belly, rooting the hips back. Maybe you catch that wishbone, which is the right hand somewhere along the left forearm. Eyes to the ground, root the hips back and spiral the ribs up. The bind takes you very big and deep into your right side, so just breathing into that and being gentle, moving with a kindness. And then releasing. Hand back down, unlink your heel from in front of your thigh, 2 knees to the ground. And just take some undulations of your spine, root the hips back, and ripple forward. Chin tucks into the chest, press the mat away. Hips root back, and then curl forward. And one more. Next time you sit your hips back, and we'll curl the back all the way up. So coming onto high knees, keeping the top of the foot pressing down and gently dragging back for a low hollow in the ankle. Hips back, soften the belly forward. Reach your arms forward and then sweep both hands to cup behind the head. Elbows reach forward in line with your nose. Sit back, sit deep, sit wide, and then rise through the center, forearms up towards the sky. You want to keep a gentle hollowing in the groin so that the hips are moving back just a little bit. Hips back, rise, center, open the belly. This time we'll curl in, chin to chest, fill the back. Root back, and then ripple back open, rise high. Head presses into the hand, the throat is open, the belly is long. One more time, curl in. And then ripple back open, rise high. Rise through the center, find your length, lifting up. Arc over towards the right. Crescent to the right, hips root back. Soften the belly forward, rise up and arc over. Release the right hand to catch the outside edge of your left thigh. Use this bind to get bigger, deeper, and fuller into your left side. Hips back, soften the belly forward. Rising up and arcing over. Nice and slow, breathing. Each extension rises you a little higher. Press the head into the hand, open the throat. One more pulse. Back through center. 2 hands cupping behind the head. Elbows hug forward. Sit the hips down, curl the chin into the chest, fill the back. Root the hips back, ripple open, rise high to the sky. One more time. Sit back, curl in, chin to chest. And then root the hips back, soften the belly forward, rise high to the sky, forearms lift you up. And coming back, rising through the middle, arc over to the left. So holding the length in the torso, hips back, soften the belly forward, lifting up to arc over. Release the left hand to catch the outside edge of your right thigh. Use this spine to get a bigger, deeper stretch into your whole right side. And press the head into the hand, open the throat. And just gentle pulsing, creeping into your right side line. You want to think about picking up, opening more space along that whole side. Nice and slow, breathing each rise. Inhale. And exhale sits you low. One more pulse. Coming back through center. Bring your hands forward to the mat. And tuck the toes. Lift all the way up. Send the hips to the sky. So walking the feet wide, almost as wide as your mat, or at least as wide as your hips. I like a little wider, feels good to me. And we'll take a nice little bend into those knees. So we keep the knees springy, hold that little tensegrity, that engagement, that honoring of the joints. And then root the hips back, wide and high into the sky. So really send your butt up. Paws connected, pushing down and out to the side. Recruit into the glutes. The wrists are ahead of the shoulders, but we're pressing the mat away to hold a fullness through the whole rib cage. So it's less of a collapse here, or a collapse, and more of a integrity, of a pushing the mat away to really fill into the back. Take some knee knocks to the center, shifting the hips side to side. Each time we knock, say the left knee to the center, we rise through the right ribs, and the left ear drops to left shoulder. Right knee to center, right ear to right shoulder, lift through the left side ribs. Left knee to center, left ear to left shoulder, press the mat away, rise into the right ribs. Back and forth, find a flow. And then some stillness. Externally rotate right hand just a little bit, toes in, knees twist left. Sit the hips towards the heel, rise into your left side line. Hips root back, soften the belly open, big lift up. Like you're turning yourself into a human rainbow. We pulse here, breathing big, hips rooted, soft belly, rising into the left side line. Option to take a big stretch, reach your left arm forward and long. And crown is reaching as the hips root back and we find that full extension. And back through center. Hips root back, heart pulls forward, connect the toes. Hips high into the sky, lengthen the belly, and fullness in the heart. Rib cage expanding wide on all sides. Externally rotate left hand, toes and knees twist right. Sit the hips towards the heel. Rise high into your right side ribs. Hips root back. Soften the belly open. Big lifting into the right side line like a rainbow. Option to take that big stretch. Right arm reaches forward and long. Hips root back. Rising up, arcing over. Open the belly, lift the chin. One more stretch. Back through center. Step wide, step wide. Deep seat, root the hips way back, rise all the way up. Take a pause, breathe. Wide stance, horseshoe hold to the tops of the thighs. Hips are rooted back, the belly is long. Glide your legs side to side. Find some stillness. Hover your heels, both heels, and pivot both feet to the right side. Bend into the knees. So this left knee narrows up to the top right hand corner of the mat. Sit deep, root back. Maybe you want to block. Blocks are nice and you can just kind of place it here. So the first stop is going to be hands above the knees and just pulsing extension into both legs so that the hips root back and wide towards the bottom right, the bottom left corner of the mat. If you have space for a block, you can take your hands to the block. And we're just extending through both legs, widening the hips behind. Okay. If you have more exploratory space, you can come down low, switch side to side, a little ninja style. And then coming all the way back up. Bend into those knees, root the hips back. Right fist connects to the inside edge of your right thigh. Left arm reaches high to the sky. So find your length, find your torso rising. Sit deep, big reach. So we extend through the left side line, the hips root back, soften the belly forward, lift up your chin. From the side, looks like this. Reach your arms long towards the right side. Lift up your chin, fill your heart, big breath. Take a little spring into cross ankle squat. So left ankle over top of right thigh. The knee stays narrow while we sit the hips back and wide. Arms can rise and then pump down to lift the ribs up high. Find more space in the belly. Bring your hands, first stop, to the base of the thighs. So we just kind of nuzzle our fists into our groins. And then from that space, press down to lift up. Chin is lifted, throat is open. The second stop. Meow, meow. Hands to the shin. Resist your ribs forward. And standing leg stays bent. Hips rooting back. The belly's long. The chin is lifted. One more full inhale. Exhale, rise the heart all the way high, 2 arms reaching forward, and cross your left leg all the way over. Knees squish together, hips root back. Reach your arms forward. What should we do here? Let's interlace the hands. Sit deep, curl in, chin tucks into the chest. Little rock of your ribs side to side. And then bend into the knees, sit into your seat, root back, rise up, big high to the sky. Open the belly. And then coming back down, curling in. Chin tucks into the chest. Little rock of your ribs side to side. And then sit deep into your seat. Root back, soften the belly forward and rise up high. And coming back down. Step the left foot wide to the side. Bend into the knees, hips back. Hands horseshoe hold to the tops of the thighs. Shoulder dips. Okay. Back through center, hover your heels. Shift both feet to face the left. Bend into your knees, root your hips back. First stop, horseshoe hold to the tops of the thighs. And we're just pulsing extension into the legs so that the hips are rooting back wide and high towards the bottom right corner of the mat. There's an extension action happening where we're rooting the femurs into the hip socket. If you have more space, you can take your hands to a block and just carrying on that pulsing. Hold an integrity in the back so the lower lumbar is moving in, the heart is full. When I speak to the heart, it's like the whole rib cage is expanding. And then if you like to explore a little bit, you can just kind of like move back and forth like a little ninja. I like to explore moving little ninja moves here. And then rise all the way up. So bend into the knees, root the hips back. Left fist connects to the inside edge of your left thigh. Right arm, reach it high up to the sky, reaching, lengthening, and then sit deep and arc long towards the left. And so that we're holding or we're creating that big stretch along the whole right side. Hips root back, pulsing length into the right side. One more. Reach your arms forward, long towards the left side. Take a little spring into cross ankle. So the right ankle crosses over top of the left thigh. Knee stays narrow. Sit the hips back and wide. Arms pump down, ribs rise. First stop, places 2 hands to the base of the thighs. So here's a light seat. The hips are gently behind the heart. We press the thigh down to lift the ribs up high. Lift your chin. And the second stop is a deeper seat. Sit slow, roots back, hands to the shin. Resist your ribs forward. And taking big breaths here. Belly's long. Ribs expanding all sides. The chin is lifted, smiling. We'll take one more full inhale. Sit deep. And then rise the arms high. Cross your right leg all the way over. Bend the knees together. Sit the hips back. Interlace your hands. Sit low, curl in, chin to chest. Little rock, side to side. And then sit deep into your seat. Root back and rise all the way up high. And do that one more time. Curl in. Chin to chest. Little rock of your ribs, side to side. And then sit deep, root back, and rise high. The arms stay ahead of the head, just lifting into the length, pulling up high. And then release. Take the right foot in, step wide. Deep squat, root the hips way back. Hands to the mat. Step back, step back. Hands and feet, like an animal. And the hips root back wide and high. Little pulses here. Can take a little dance with your bum. Finding that serpentine softness. Wide knee child's pose. Untuck the toes, sit back. Bring your heart to the mat. If that's not in your reach, you can make a little double fist head bed, elbows wide. And take a pause here and breathe. Rise up. Walk the hands back. Lift your butt up. Take your right foot forward so that you can sit back onto your bum. Hands can catch your butt. Lift it up. We're going to just take a little twist to left hand to your right knee. Right hand back behind. Find a length in the belly, in the torso, rising high, chin is lifted, throat is open. We're being gentle here, just twisting with the ribs. And then coming through center, we'll just twist this way, this other way. Just gonna scoot myself forward. Okay, we're gonna twist back around. The right hand is gonna plant behind you to the ground. Pick your bum up. I should say that right hand's not so far away from you, so we can still hold some integrity here. Right, then pick your bum up, big reach, high, lift up and back. You can sit deep, root back, belly pose, lift up. And then coming back down through center. Take the hands forward, right foot's back. We'll switch sides, left foot comes forward so that you can sit back and you're in this little ninja seat. First, we'll take the right hand to the left knee, left hand back behind. Lift through the heart, lift up the chin. Big breathing. So we hold this length and integrity, and we're not like cranking this twist. We're just twisting with the delicacy of and the rotation of the ribs. And then we'll twist the other way. And then take your left hand, plant it back behind you, but not so far. Pick your bum up, big stretch, rise high. Sit deep, sit low, root back. Lift up one more time. And then coming back. Bring your right foot forward so that you can butterfly your legs. Pull the flesh out from underneath of your bum if you need to. These butterflies can be wider away from you or closer in. And then we'll just take a little curl in. If you're not into the curl in, you can just hold a lengthened spine. Or you can drop low, whatever you like. Extend your left leg long. Hug your right foot into your thigh. And we're just going to take two hands on either side of the left foot and hold the heart high. If you have more space and more desire, you can walk your belly forward. I offer to keep a digging down and dragging back action of the heel so that we hold a tensegrity and an engagement in the leg as we move into this deeper stretch. And then rising up, take your left hand to the inside edge of your left thigh or calf. Reach your right arm high to the sky and arc over. If you have more space, you can come down onto your forearm. If you have even more space, you can take your left hand over to your right knee. And take one more full inhale. Exhale, rising all the way up. Little ninja chop. Switch sides, right leg extends. And take your hands and frame your leg. So depending on the flexibility or the depth of the stretch that you want to kind of take yourself into, or maybe whatever, this is the first stop. Just holding that length in the belly, the fullness in the heart. The heel is digging down and dragging back. If you have more space, more flexibility or depth that you want to achieve here, you can walk the hands a little further down, even coming into a full fold. I offer that we hold this engagement in the back line of the leg by digging the heel down and dragging back so that it's this tensegrity that's held in the back of the leg. And we'll come up. The right hand can place in front of the right thigh or calf. Left arm reaches high and then arcs over towards the extended leg. If you have more space, you can come down onto your forearm. If you have even more space, you can take your right hand to your left knee and just allow a big arcing shape. The heart wants to pull forward, so we hold this rising energy in the left side line, the right ribs moving forward into a spiral, into that twist, and then rise all the way up. Cross your legs so that you can come forward to your knees and uncross your legs. Tuck the toes, lift up, hands and feet, butt high to the sky, lengthen the belly, fullness in the heart. Find a little pulsing here. And then we'll externally rotate right hand just a little bit, toes and knees twist left, sit the hips, rise the ribs, little bend and extend. And lower your right hip down. Slide the right arm long so that you may lie onto your side. Let the left leg drape over top of the right. Right hand to the outside edge of your left thigh. Left hand, chin up, bar back behind. Little twist with a bind. And then rolling all the way onto the back. Catch your knees. Allow them to pull heavy away, little rock side to side. Belly's long, chin is lifted, throat is open. And take the knees into the air, 90 degree. Actually let's take the hands back into a chin-up bar. So little domes, little spiders to the top of the mat, elbows up towards the sky. Lift up the chin, open the throat. And we'll take some water wheels here. So big circular extensions of the legs in unison, and energetic dragging quality back. Big circles. The sensation you're searching for is this tension in the belly, like an elastic band, that when we take the legs away, we feel that pulling quality. The belly has to engage in a strong and lengthened way. And switch your direction. And last one. And place the feet on the mat behind your sits bones and just windshield wiper the knees side to side. And reach your right arm back long. Roll back onto your side. Left hand plants in front of the heart. Press yourself back up. Hands and feet. Little pedal of the heels. Little shift of your hips side to side. You can go low. You can extend long and pulse forward back. Externally rotate the left hand just a little bit, toes and knees twist right. Sit the hips towards the heel, rise into your right side line. And pulsing here. And then lower your left hip down. Extend your left arm long to the top right hand corner of the mat. Right leg drapes over top of the left. Left hand to the outside edge of your right thigh. Right hand chin up, bar back behind. Little twist with a bind. And rolling all the way onto the back, shimmying back to the center of the mat. And catch your knees. And cupping the knees pull heavy, arms are long. And if you'd like to catch behind the thighs and just allow for a widening or an opening into the groin, you're welcome to. Big full breathing here. And then as you're ready, you can extend your legs long. Take your hands to your bum, lift and widen the cheeks. Big bear hug, grabs your opposite shoulders, spread the shoulders, make space for yourself to breathe really big. Broad in the back, and then arms out to the side, palms up. Press the back of the head into the mat, lift up your chin, open the throat. Big full inhale and a deep exhale. Lets it go. Allow yourself to soften and melt into the ground so that you're feeling held, that you can really let go. Even possibly doing a little body scan to see where you might be holding tension. Sometimes in the face, in the jaw, the tongue. Sometimes in the shoulders, in the tummy, in the bum. If you need to give yourself a little shake out to just let yourself relax, do that. And take some space to just be held. Connecting into the breath. Big full inhales and deep exhales. Allow them to nourish you, ground you, and bring you back into yourself. Thank you for practicing. Sending you so much love. Stay for as long as you can. Rest is what we're working for. See you tomorrow.